I've just seen Godzilla x Kong, the new Empire in IMAX 3D, and even though it's exactly what one might think it would be, I gotta admit, I had some fun with it. The Titans are living among us. Godzilla casually sleeps wherever he wants and wakes whenever a threat is to be taken care of. And as above, so below, Kong is still in Hollow Earth, where he continues to test his might and keep himself sharp and keep his wits about him. Kong explores an uncharted part of the Hollow Earth where he's quickly met with new troubles, an unlikely ally and a new foe called Scar King, a tyrant who rules over other beasts and forced them to work as servants as well as a personal army. Kong is without a doubt the star of the show, and now with the Kaijus and all the monsters having more expressions than they've ever had before, I can definitely see a character in Kong, and his personality stands out enough to where you never really have to ask what's on Kong's mind. This goes for Godzilla just as well, you know, the deity of chaos and destruction itself. However, he's a little more cold-blooded about it. The way he looks clearly tells you f***ed up if he's been summoned. And he's unrelenting when he's in battle, which is pretty much the only time he's awake. So any sort of gesture or understanding of an alliance with him is a pretty big deal. Kind of a special thing. He's recklessly destructive and collateral damage, but doesn't outright want to hurt people. He's more just so often annoyed by them. He's all business, and he also listens to the small glowing lady. I kinda see a certain character in him.
Wake me when you need me.
The Monarch Team continues to keep an eye on the monsters and their worlds. This time around, it consists of Eileen, Bernie, the streamer, and Trapper, who's the guy who actually replaces Kong's tooth in the beginning, and he's the one who installs the gauntlet onto Kong eventually. Gia's still around, and she still talks to Kong with sign language, and it's interesting to see how the movie takes its time to treat these sequences a lot more delicately, not just with Kong, but with anyone she speaks to. The human characters aren't anything special. They're even a bit cartoony, but I think they're a step up from the last movie at least. They're just kind of goofy. It's interesting to think about when I first saw Dan Stevens back in 2014, I think it was The Guest. Then he was playing more serious roles, more intimidating roles. And now to see another side of him in roles like this and the upcoming Abigail.
Alright, let's go kill us a fucking vampire.
The human side of the story is the weaker aspect, of course, but this movie fully embraces being all about the monsters, or at least for the most part. The visuals are pretty to look at, the colors are nice. Hollow Earth, it's really pretty and lush and, you know, CG. The music is surprisingly retro. The fights are big and fun, and when Godzilla suplexed Kong, that shit was wild. Seeing the spectacle of buildings being blown up in my face while wearing 3D IMAX glasses was a nice touch. I gotta say, probably one of the better implementations of 3D I've seen. It's self-aware to a degree. The movie asks you to leave it all at the door before you go in. People are eating it up. It's kind of jarring coming straight from Toho's Godzilla -1 straight to this. It's weird. It was only a few months ago, but to me it feels like it was a year ago. But it's weird to think about. But yeah, I guess two different ends of the spectrum. You got your more serious side, and then you got the more fun-loving side. The new Empire is big, dumb fun, and with bright, saturated images to kind of please the eye, big Transformers-like sequences and sound design that feel like you're getting the full use out of the big screen and the speakers in the theater, or at least full enough. I had fun with this one, and I loved the expressions and the attitudes all the monsters give off. It's a little fan servicey at times, but it's all for entertainment's sake. It's self-aware, it knows what it's doing, and it seems to be doing a good enough job at it. It's dominating the box office for the nth weekend in a row, so seeing it in IMAX seems like a very appropriate way of watching this. So those are my thoughts on Godzilla x Kong. I had fun, and I know this is really late, but if you made it this far into the video, I thank you. And I'll see you guys next time.